Hey everyone and welcome. It's November 3rd, 2025, and for today's deep dive, we're going to break down some pretty complex weather patterns happening across Tamil Nadu and its neighbors. So let's jump right in. All right, here's what's on the agenda. We're going to look at what's causing today's weather, check out yesterday's rainfall numbers, and then get into today's temperature and rain forecast. After that, we'll see what's up with the neighboring states and finish with a peek at the days ahead.
Okay, first things first. To really get what's going on today, we need to look at the bigger picture. You know, what's driving everything from up high.
So, what's cooking up there? Well, we've got this mix of a low-pressure area hanging out near the coast, and it's interacting with these westerly winds. This combination is the perfect recipe for what we call convective rainfall. Basically, the sun heats the ground, warm, wet air shoots up, and boom, you get those sudden, pretty intense showers.
Okay, so that's the setup. But what did it actually do? Let's check out the rainfall numbers from the last 24 hours. They tell a really specific story.
And wow, take a look at this. What's so striking here is just how concentrated this rain was. Check out the top spots. Nambi Ampatu got almost 44 millimeters. And you see the other locations right behind it are in the same district. This wasn't some widespread drizzle. These were targeted downpours.
So the big takeaway here is pretty clear, right? Two districts, Tiruvannamalai and Ranipet, really got the lion's share of the rain, way more than they'd normally see. They were right in the path of yesterday's strongest activity. All right, let's switch gears for a second and talk about the heat, because even with all this rain talk, it is feeling really hot out there for November. And this chart just lays it all out. You can see it plain as day. That bar for today's forecast is way, way higher than what we'd normally expect for this time of year. We're talking well above average.
I mean, get this. In some spots, especially in the central and western districts, we could be hitting a scorching 38.5 degrees Celsius. That is just wild for early November.
And if you're in one of these areas, you're definitely going to feel it. Places like Salem, Erode, all the way down to Madurai and Toothukudi, you're looking at temperatures a good 3 to 5 degrees hotter than usual. Okay, so it's hot, but what about more rain? Let's get back to the forecast for the rest of today, right here in Tamil Nadu.
So, yeah, there's definitely a chance for some showers. We're talking light to moderate rain popping up in a bunch of places, from Chennai and its suburbs to those spots that got hit yesterday, like Ranipet and Tiruvannamalai, and even down south in areas like Madurai and Kanyakumari.
But, and this is really important for today, we are not expecting any heavy downpours. So while you might see some rain, it's not going to be anything like those intense bursts we saw yesterday. The intensity is definitely dialed down.
Okay, let's pull the map back a bit. How's this whole system playing out for our neighbors?
If we look over at Kerala, it's pretty straightforward. Light rain expected pretty much everywhere. Now, Karnataka is a bit of a split story. The northern parts, like Bidar and Gulbarga, could see some moderate rain, but for the rest of the state, it's probably just lighter showers.
And heading north, in Andhra Pradesh, the southern districts are where the action is. Tirupati, Nellore, they could see some moderate rain. And over in Telangana, you can expect some light to moderate rain across many areas, Hyderabad included.
So, that's the picture for today. But what about the next few days? Because, you know, there's a really interesting shift coming up on the horizon.
All right, here's how things are going to unfold. Think of it in 3 steps. First, we'll see this pop-up convective rain start to increase over the inland districts. Then, the big change comes around November 9th or 10th. The winds start to shift, and that all leads to the final step. By the 11th, we expect those easterly winds to really take hold, and that is so crucial because that is the engine that really drives our main rainy season.
And all of this whole sequence, it leads us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? With those moist easterly winds setting up, is this it? Is this the northeast monsoon finally knocking on the door? That's what we'll all be watching for. Thanks for tuning in.